Hello everyone, David and Vinny here with Supreme Sports. We're just back with another episode and we're going to talk about the Lakers' win against the Warriors today. What were your thoughts?
What a game! That was
Probably game of the year so
shit,
far,
man.
right?
Yeah, that game was crazy. I mean, LeBron and AD in the beginning they were not LeBron and AD. They were ass.
I mean, LeBron was doing other things, was getting his teammates involved. They were also not getting calls, I felt like, in the first half. Some calls in the second half they didn't get as well either, but I mean, they also got calls that probably they shouldn't have at the same time, so I guess it all evened out, at least in the second half. The first half, though, I felt like LeBron and AD were getting fouled a lot, especially on LeBron's drives, and there was no calls on those. But yeah, we still ended up with the W.
I mean, as far as the game went, as I mentioned earlier, they played like ass. LeBron still ended up with a triple-double. They ended up with a W. And that shot at the end over Curry, that was crazy. That's not something you expect from LeBron to be shooting over Curry. Normally the role would be vice versa. Curry shooting a three over LeBron or anyone else to close it out. But damn, that was a crazy shot. That whole game I was like, especially in the first half, I was like, shit.
First half, I was getting so annoyed because first they kept driving the ball and they kept either getting stripped or fouled, but there was no calls.
No, there was no foul calls.
I thought there was no foul calls. I like that, but if you're gonna call it both ways, it's fine. If you're not gonna call it, as long as you call it both ways. Second half, there was only maybe one or two bad calls I saw against the Lakers. Everything else was like either good or maybe there was a couple bad calls against the Suns. Like one I could think of is against Wesley, or was it Draymond? Whenever Wesley Matthews went over the screen, but he still got bumped and he kind of sold it.
Yeah.
But other than that, I think maybe there was another one on the screen as well too. But other than that, everything was pretty good for the Suns. Lakers got a bad call at the end too when LeBron got poked in the eye. Not saying it should be a flagrant foul, but by the rules, if you get hit in the head, it's supposed to be a flagrant foul. I think they were just trying to make sure Draymond didn't get ejected for this game.
Yeah, I mean, LeBron has a history of getting into Draymond's head.
He didn't really get into Draymond's head this game.
No, not this game, but I completely thought he was going to.
Yeah.
And
no, I don't think so. Not in this one. It was just one game. He did it throughout a series last time. It was not just one game.
That's true. And Draymond had already built up
a tolerance.
Not necessarily a tolerance, but I'm talking about that series. He had already built up a reputation of kicking people in the balls.
It wasn't just that series. It was like the last two series. Because I think they were playing OKC the series before, and he kicked Steven Adams like 2 or 3 times, and that's...
Yeah, Steven Adams was Draymond Green's primary target. He wanted to make sure that family tree didn't continue.
But I think he has like 10 brothers, so I mean...
either way. But that was a crazy game.
Yeah.
The other one, let's say the Spurs and the Grizzlies, that one came down to the wire. And everyone can see, just as far as the West, it's a different level of competition, even now.
I honestly think as long as the Warriors don't mess up the game against the Grizzlies, because I think they actually have a really good team. It's not even just Steph and Draymond. Wiggins is actually playing really good too now that he's on a good franchise. His offense is still like sporadic, which I'm glad that it is that way and he's not taking over. But his defense has gone to like another level. I don't know if you haven't played good defense with the Wolves ever. Right now, like I think the first half they were like 0 for like 9 against Wiggins in the first half.
Yeah, Wiggins was surprisingly locking down LeBron.
Yeah, well, he wasn't really locking down LeBron. First, I think LeBron was still getting into his rhythm. Second, they were fouling him and there was no calls. Third, he was playing really good defense. I'm not saying he was playing bad defense, but there was also some shots that LeBron usually makes that he just missed.
Yeah, he drove it to the basket a lot and
Missed shots that he
missed
usually
it.
makes.
And there was
He made tougher shots.
One of the things that really pissed me off was Schroeder. He took too many stupid shots, and even the good looks, he just was breaking them.
I think he's also like coming back from like the health and safety protocol, so his conditioning is not fully there. But this was his chance to prove that he's worth, like, I think he wants 100 mil extension. So I don't think he's
not
gonna be
worth
getting
100
it. They were gonna give him a pretty good extension.
84 mil.
80 something mil, yeah. He should have taken that one. Kendrick Perkins actually tweeted he should have took that extension because he did not play good enough to get a 100 mil extension now.
I agree.
But overall, that game actually reminded me a lot. Not like the score or anything because it was 10 years ago, but it reminded me of the Celtics-Lakers Game 7 just because it was such a grinded out game.
Yeah.
And there was not very many good field goal percentages. But
that game was even a lot more low scoring.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's also there's a lot more 3-point shooting now, so
there's that.
I think that game was, if I remember correctly, don't quote me on this, the score was like 83-79 or 73-69.
We're gonna quote him on this.
I'm very good at those, but I'm not 100% sure. It's one of those.
Hold him accountable. Anyway, that's our thoughts on the games today, especially that Lakers game. Now it's going to be the Lakers versus the Suns in the first round. And then who do you guys think is going to be playing the Jazz? Do you think it's going to be the Warriors or do you think it's going to be the Grizzlies? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Smash that like button.
I got the Warriors.
Share this video. And I got the Warriors too. I hope they...
I think this might be the first year ever. I don't know if it's actually ever happened before, but I think the 7th and the 18th might upset the first and the second seed.
I hope it's the Warriors and I hope they wipe the floor with the Jazz. Just saying. Anyway, peace.